Okay, so once you get to your Stand Store download, you download the Hokusai Studies Reading the Mark. You go to ApoKrino.com. That's APOKRINO.com. You can then, if you're on iOS or Android, add to the home screen. That's here underneath the print and above Open in Chrome, just below the middle of the screen there. I'm not going to do that now because it's already installed. And when you open the app, it looks like this. The default takes you into the daily sketchbook. And the daily sketchbook is just whatever you're working on at the moment. That sketchbook can be archived. You have to go to the library. In the library, then you have to go to, import where you put the file, the downloaded file. I'm not going to do that now because it's already been imported in. And then you just literally just click on the sketchbook. Now, here is the sketchbook. It's interactive. You can draw in it. You can create new pages. You can export images. We'll get into all the functions later. Let's just get you started. For now, this is the reader mode. So it sort of works like an e-reader or a Kindle or a Nook. And that's in this mode. Now you see at the top, you have the three circular buttons that have the icons in. The first one is the suite. That's the main menu. The second one is the library, which we just were. And that's where you've got your sketchbook. And the third one is a toggle. So we're in the e-reader mode. If you click the button again, now you're in editor mode. So let's go to the page that was a mistake, sorry about that. Let's go to the first page with an exercise. Here's the 6-week course. And here's the first exercise. Okay, now I've already created a page, but what you do is you click at the top left, you see the very light green, add page. It adds a new page. We're going to just go to the page that I added already. And here's the beginning of a pineapple drawing. So this is part of my 5-minute drawing. So let's go to that new page. And I'm going to toggle the editor. Okay, now I'm in editor mode. For this, and I'm not going to use the pencil. I'm going to use the traditional ink brush because it fits with the Hokusai sketchbook theme. And it gets you thinking by using the tools. Now you can see that I've already worked on this pineapple in a previously less successful version of this video. And this is not a production level pineapple here. I am literally just showing you how this works. But I want to show you the tools. So here is the layer editor. By playing with the layer editor, you can draw on different parts of it. So I'm going to go to the color. I'm going to go to green, but I'm not going to use the Hokusai brush. I'm going to go through and use the airbrush. This is basically the same as the paint tool or the fill tool, but I'm using Photoshop and Procreate level tools here. I built them and they're really powerful. Okay, so now there's what I did before. I'm going to go back to the drawing layer. I'm going to switch back to the ink brush and I'm going to go through. I'm still using green. That's not going to help much. Alright, so 5 pixels, that's a good size. So you can see that now you're starting to think like a printmaker. You've got a layer for the keying, where are the lines that lock it all together. You've got your color layers. And even in the first exercise, you can begin to think like a printmaker. Now, of course, if I was doing this with my full attention, I would be putting these shapes in, far more truly descriptive and, perspective, foreshortening, getting the shapes correct, or at least more correct. I'm not a huge fan of getting things right. I'm more a huge fan of getting the feeling, and that really does fit with the Hokusai sketchbook philosophy, which is that his innovation wasn't being correct. Japanese sumi brush painters, some of them could really get photorealism in a couple of brush strokes. But Hokusai's innovation was observation and catching character and emotion, and that tends to be best produced by speed of drawing and getting things quote unquote right through years of practice rather than worrying about every single mark. So that's just a little sidebar, free bit of knowledge. All right, so you can see now I toggle back into reader mode by touching that logo again, and here I have my week 1, and here is my first drawing. If I want to, I can go ahead and add a date, notes, and there's a notation system which I'll show you some other time. But here is how you can use your interactive Hokusai sketchbook thinking learning sketchbook. Thanks for tuning in. And that means that it's not perfect. I was an art teacher, and then I started running maker spaces, and year after year my students tell me, hey, why don't you go ahead and create your own products, start your own company? So I did. But that also means that since I'm doing it by myself, not everything functions perfectly. You go ahead and use the support at ApoKrino.com. You can contact me through my Instagram. Now that might be slower. I'm not always checking every single day on my Instagram. But whatever's going on with the app, I'll fix it. Super happy to do it. But I am in production mode now, so a lot of the mistakes and errors and bugs will sort of just disappear because I'm working on it. But don't assume that I know. I don't necessarily know if there's a bug. You're probably using this in a way that I haven't thought of. So please reach out. If I know about it, I'll fix it. All right, so again, here's the main functions. This is the main menu. There's the sketchbook, the library, and we'll get to the other functions later. But there's all sorts of features in this creative suite. Thanks so much for tuning in.